Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. Welcome to day 848. Biden says he's confident the United States will avert a default as negotiations over raising the debt limit continue. Biden said it would be catastrophic for the American economy and the American people if we didn't pay our bills, adding, "I'm confident everyone in the room agreed that we're going to come together because there's no alternative. We have to do the right thing for the country. We have to move on." Republicans are demanding cuts to federal spending before agreeing to lift the debt limit, while Biden and the Democrats insist that raising the debt ceiling is non-negotiable. Separately, House Democrats have started collecting signatures for a discharge petition that could circumvent House Republican leadership and force a vote to increase the debt limit should negotiations collapse. The discharge petition would require 218 or more House members to sign on. A group of Senate Democrats, meanwhile, started circulating a letter urging Biden to invoke the 14th Amendment to unilaterally lift the debt ceiling without involving Congress. The draft letter reminds Biden that the 14th Amendment says the validity of the public debt authorized by law shall not be questioned. The letter adds that using this authority would allow the United States to continue to pay its bills on time without delay, preventing a global economic catastrophe. Moving on, the North Carolina legislature banned most abortions after 12 weeks. The Republican supermajority in both chambers of the state legislature voted to override the veto of Democratic Governor Roy Cooper. Although the law includes exceptions for rape, incest, and a life-limiting anomaly in the fetus, it does require patients to meet in person with a physician at least 72 hours before the procedure. The new law goes into effect on July 1st. Meanwhile, the National Archives will turn over 16 records to special counsel Jack Smith, which show Trump and his advisors knew the correct declassification process while he was president. The records were subpoenaed earlier this year and reflect communications involving close presidential advisors, some of them directed to Trump personally, concerning whether, why, and how you should declassify certain classified records. Trump has repeatedly claimed that he had a standing order to declassify any documents that he took from the White House, circumventing the standard procedures. One of Trump's lawyers in the classified documents investigation, meanwhile, resigned from the team. Moving on, roughly 39% of American households say they're struggling to make ends meet. That number is up from 34% a year ago and 27% in 2021. More than 25 million American homes say they use credit cards to meet their spending needs, up from 22.4 million a year earlier. Meanwhile, between 2019 and 2020, the overall mortality rate for young Americans rose by 10.7%. In 2021, the overall mortality rate increased by an additional 8.3% to the highest level in nearly 15 years. COVID-19 was not the major cause of death for young Americans during that time, but the social disruption caused by the pandemic did exacerbate anxiety and depression. Guns, however, remain the number one cause of death in young people in the United States. And finally, the World Meteorological Organization warned that there is a 66% chance that the annual average global temperatures will exceed the Paris Climate Agreement threshold of 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels by the year 2027. Researchers at the UN agency also said that there is a 98% chance that the global temperatures will exceed the 2016 world record in the next 5 years. The Secretary General of the WMO said this will have far-reaching repercussions for health, food security, water management, and the environment, adding, "We need to be prepared." And in the polls, the Associated Press says 18% of Americans say they have confidence in the Supreme Court, an all-time low since polling began back in 1973. 46% say they have some confidence in the court, while 36% say they have hardly any. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.